Magra. But a lot of high-flown things we have seen. But what they arrive, what they discuss and meet me and tell me is, so tell us something how we solve a problem of the patient picture and x-rays I have. So I said that you have the problems which are very severe, and today we are in the world of damage control orthopedics, that there is already a damage, don't add further damage. We all know that we are facing industrialization, urbanization, mechanized transport, urban violence, social conflicts, and disasters. We are sitting on a bomb in this country. And look at these two vehicles and a person traveling in between in a village, and he gets an injured. What treatment can you offer him? And we have the problems is not moving. So Millennium Trauma Care, we know we have advanced diagnostics, advanced visualization, arthroscope, minimal invasive techniques, computer-assisted surgery, navigation, and robotic surgery. We also know that we have various implants, and every 2 years they are changing, and every 2 years the cost is going up. However, we also know that with these high-flown implants, two things require. One is the cost constraint, which to my mind when I talk to an orthopedic surgeon is still a problem. And also, all this new technique to succeed, we need an operating environment. Good soft tissues, good facilities, good implants, good inventory, excellent training. Also, if we note, every 3 years there is information in the journal that new things which came up is not a panacea, and you could have a problem even with them, problem related to the implant or problem related to the basics of tissue healing and biology. And this gives an information that final word is not said. What are the important issues we have healthcare in India? They are not only technological concerns, but they are access to healthcare, availability of healthcare, affordability of healthcare, and accountability. We must understand that if you have injuries like this, which you see, your attempt should be to salvage that leg, because no artificial leg can replace a normal leg, I'll show you from example. So anything must offer benefits to all who need. We are only talking about inclusive growth. We're not talking about inclusive therapy to offer a good quality life. So we need to innovate. And what is innovate? Is to optimize the healing potential by use of an established principle in clinical care. We must develop and modify of device which are to be applied for clinical care to obtain desired goal. And where conventional treatment is not likely to achieve sound healing and good function, you have here where an X-fix is put on a bomb blast case, where bones are gone, and this will not give a final good result. We remember two names, and I must say these are my teachers, late Dr. Katrak, who was a pioneering orthopedic surgeon, who believed that a good surgeon is one who knows when not to cut, and if need, how much to cut. I think that's a message I'd like to give you. I also remember late Dr. A.K. Talwalkar, the father, one of the fathers of trauma surgery, who was an inventor. And what was his invention? Was a philosophy and concept. And what's that concept? Reduce the fracture, get the stability, put the bones together, do not disturb the environment, let the body do the rest, art of surgery, which propagated and promoted. His square nail today, in my opinion, which we feel is abundant, needs to be used, and I still use it. We used to do open reduction and put this nail, had only 10% failure. Today with image intensifier, friends, if you do a close, you will get almost 97%, and you will not need a second big surgery because you can put them, they are put percutaneous. Here is an example of a fractured tibia, unstable, used by V-nail and stacked with another nail, and notice how the bone is healing because the reduction is good. That a complex nail without interlocking proper reduction give excellent healing. So art of healing, you have to judge. I see so many of them, segmental fracture, we do the most modern interlocking nail, one fracture heals, other does not heal, and patient continue to have problem. So what are our challenges? We have complex trauma, we have bone comminution, we have contamination, we have poor primary care, and we get late presentation. What are the sequelae? Infection, deformity, and disability, lifelong, difficult to correct. So also we must know that we have no primary care, we have inadequate definitive care, infrastructures needs to be strengthened, we need instruments and implant, but we must keep in mind the cost should be such that you can able to still tackle a very difficult problem. And that's my job to show you today in clinical as to how by thinking and developing simple techniques without major surgery at a district and a good place with good facilities, you can do this surgery. Understand, even in foreign countries, infection rate is 0.7 to 9.5%. So we have to know, find out a solution to our problems with our understanding our country. We can't get solutions to our problems by reading the Western literature, as I'll show you from some of the cases. Keeping this in mind, I came to understand what is vital in life today. We are so pursued by the market forces and so much of philosophy. Is it the implant strength? Is it the implant design? Is it the metal? Or it's a reduction stability. We are forgetting the art of reduction. I think that must come back. Bone-to-bone contact and its maintenance permitting physiological collapse. So elastic devices, rigid devices won't work. And restoration and maintenance of blood supply. And if possible, do retain the products of the fracture which have osteogenic potential. So what is an innovation? We must understand innovation is necessary if the injury status in unsound conditions of the bone and soft tissues. Essentials of healing are bone alignment, vascularity maintenance, and third, the technique should ensure maintenance of bone and soft tissue alignment to control axial, rotatory, angulatory, and translatory forces. Use any technique. And I propose to show you some of the techniques which we have used in difficult cases. So, if we put our mind and do a research and find out, we have various techniques, non-operative treatment, intramedullary nailing, plates, X-fix, or adaptation, combination. And we have the need to have mechanical advantage, biological advantage, and functional advantage. Put them together and find out what is the tissue response in that bone. And if you find each has a merit, each has a demerit. But if you have a surgery where you do minimal intervention, you can still get a mechanical stability, you can prevent the axial and rotatory forces and permit function, the response which is early in. What happens in let me go back because this is an important slide. Oh, that's not coming, picture's not coming, okay. In a healthy state, the nutrient RT and end anastomosis supplies the bone. In altered state, you have the injury and a fracture, and you have intramedullary bone which is disturbed. So that comes from the myofascial and osseous muscle. In a complex trauma, you have lack of understanding of the mechanism of injury, difficult fracture pattern, poor soft tissue status. These are high velocity injuries, and simultaneous multiple disability is the protocol and the need. So how do you manage? Restore the soft tissue and bony alignment and stability after debridement, and restoration of length by gradual distraction to increase vascularity and perfusion. That's very important. You should reduce the distal lymphovenous stasis because that will prevent infection. Repair the soft tissues and bony reconstruction and rehabilitation, and restoration of function at the end of this. So you get a realignment, reduce it, which will revascularize it. And that should be modular, that if you do it properly, during the treatment, you should be able to modulate and readjust the movement of the soft tissues and the bone. So what is the osteogenesis concept? We all know about Elizarov, and we also know about Inclán. And what did they say? Have the good perfusion, give macromotion, and you will get neohistogenesis. And I think that was a brilliant concept. Here is the case. 7 hours after birth, TAR injury in a 14-year-old boy. What has been done? The inferior radioulnar joint has been reduced with one pin. And what we did was just put a functional device, a small wire fixator, and positioning the hand and realigning to let the bone revascularize. What happens next? The plastic surgeon said that we must put a microvascular flap. I said, wait, this is not the right time. We waited. What happened after waiting? Good revascularization. You could see good healing, and at the end, see the function. This is not. 40-year-old woman sustained a road accident with soft tissue injury, fracture sharp femur and forearm. That amputation of the middle finger, I think the pictures are not coming. What's happening? Oh God. My pictures are not coming in this. I wish that they come. Why are they not coming? I checked it that day. In the morning I had checked and double checked. They're not coming. I'm really sorry they're not coming. You want to try this? Because I had gone in the morning. Oh yes, it's here. Can you see now? I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. नहीं, इसको नीचे ले आइए, नीचे नीचे ले आइए, ऊपर 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 जाइए, ऊपर जाइए, ऊपर जाइए, ऊपर जाइए और ऊपर, एकदम ऊपर चले जाइए, छोड़िए, जाइए आगे थोड़ा थोड़ा. Not coming here. I'm sorry about this. I don't know why this happened, despite I think the computer is of help, but sometimes it can put you in trouble. I hope it doesn't happen to the aircraft. It's coming here, but it's not coming there. It's coming now? Okay. So shall I? All right. So if you notice, she had a very bad fracture, a crushed hand, amputated, base, hand was gone. So what we did, we just stabilized the radius only. Basic stabilization of the radius, and put a device and just position the limb. We positioned the limb, and then once the tissue is healed, the hand collapsed. And if the hand collapsed, you have to prepare a space in the hand. So what did we do? We put a device and opened it out, 2 metacarpals, and after we opened them out, we put an intermetacarpal graft with a transverse pin. So with the result, she got a claw hand. And with that claw hand, she could put an artificial hand and work. Now, your device should be such that it must have the incorporation of the graft, physical therapy devices. And what we can do is alternatively move this elastic and move the fingers so that you don't get a tendon adhesion, you don't get adhesion to the nerves, So at the end of it, you have mobile finger and you have got a good function. Here is a osteogenic fracture, a burst fracture. Just reduce on one single pin and neutralize it by a device so that axial forces don't act. Notice what happened. It healed and you could see the bone formation there. And this bone comes from those products and pronator quadratus. And that's a function in that lady. This is a high velocity trauma. Patient had a chest injury and a burst fracture tibia and also fracture of the shaft of the femur, of the tibia. So what was done? Interfragmental reduction, neutralized by device, and wires which were pulled from below and got the reduction, so that at next stage we can put a plate. Notice, because we create an environment, what happened? It started healing, and at the end it completely healed, restoring the articular surface very well, and even the tibia united. So understand, the process of healing, if you put it together and do not disturb, can still heal. Advantage of this is, in case there is a delayed union, you can always do graft, and in case you have to do plating, you have created a well-aligned limb. This was a truck driver whose hand leg was crushed, a fractured talus, and a very bad open injury, brought after 17 hours. Now we gave a debridement, and on this we put in a screw because we had to stabilize the talus. Now notice, what did we do? We stabilized the fibula by a square nail because it was a transverse fracture, realigned the soft tissues, and notice the comminuted bone here. The axis and limb alignment were restored. Naturally, we had to do a flap. And I was surprised when kept on dressing. At the end, we found that we put in a skin graft which healed. Now, when this healed, I said, let me follow. So I gave him an orthotic brace and let him walk. Now, beauty of this is to adjust the tissues, you can just unlock and give the position to the limb, a position of function. So you can use the skin and you can play around during the treatment. What happened? You could get osteogenesis, the bone formed, and this was the limb. Now notice, a very severe injury, patiently managed by innovative design, you could hit it. But understand, just don't put X-fix and it will heal. It has to be put in a proper way. So here it was not put right, so there was a necrosis and death. But here it was readjusted and the toes were also supported so that you started revascularization. Necrotic bone, which you think should come out with a small pin after debridement, you could get, now notice the tissues here, the tissue, oh, what have you done? Please don't change. Okay, no problem. So started revascularizing. I want you to notice this and look at the skin here. Naturally, we put in a skin graft, supported the toes in an extended device, and notice now at the end, in each thigh. Okay. This was a diabetic. And in diabetics, you know, your open is a problem. So how do you do this? Trimellular fracture dislocation. So we got traction reduction and used simple pins to realign it. The problem here was how to get and prevent further collapse. So we put a device and put the foot in functional position. Notice it started healing, and you could see the excellent healing there. This is 5 months afterwards, and you could get a complete healing. We gave them a special footwear because they have peripheral neuritis. A road traffic accident in a policeman, Schatzker 6 fracture. We used a device to realign stage-wise fixation. final assembly, and notice he has multi-level fracture, where later on we'll have to do something. But we just put the things together. That's at the end of 1 week. Wound started healing. Oh, it's not coming. It's not coming again. All right. And this is the final picture of that completely healed. No secondary intervention, no plate, no screws. Friends, we are sitting on a bomb in this country. Anywhere you will get. Can you tell me, do you have something for a bomb blast? This is a conventional fixator. Can it hold to these injuries? And how will you hold? And if you put a Elizar, what will you do to do the surfacing? Can you save this time? And he was a chartered accountant. So, after primary debridement, we could put a small wires on every fragment, you could see here, give an axial traction, realign the length, only the length of the limb, and later on, we created a situation to put the limb in functional position, extended the device, put traction on the limbs, and made the finger straight and thumb away. Naturally, we had to do a flap in this case, but we created a good environment on where microsurgeon could put a flap. The collapsed hand was later on reconstructed. This is how the limb was saved. He could hold, he could type, he could use a phone. I hope it works. That's his function. A completely gone limb which we have been able to salvage. So what is innovation? Minimally invasive or minimal access surgery. Obtain stability through interfragmental alignment and contact. Maintained by minimal fixation, enhanced stability through soft tissue gradual distraction. Retain the products of the fracture which contain osteogenic potential. The platelet breakdown product, TGF-alpha, stimulate osteogenic mitogenic response and ensure function to assist remodeling. So current understanding, we have IM nailing, we will have to have elastic or expandable nail. We have MIPO or lease sliding techniques, and we have external fixators, distraction, osteogenesis. But how many can be applied in small places? So we have to design, and this is what we designed in Mumbai. I agree that minimal trauma care, my philosophy in minimal trauma care is, if the technology is going to be of use, we need to have such a technology which will give enough and adequate healing potential even to an average surgeon with average facilities in any place, which I called inclusive orthopedic therapy. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Lord, for your nice paper.
And finishing in time.
Well in time. Thank you very much.